Okay, GIS class, here I am in QGIS, and I'm in dark mode, in hacker mode, right? Hopefully in the tutorials, you've figured out how to set up your panels and your toolbars. That's pretty easy, you know, view, toolbars, and panels. I'm keeping things pretty basic, just my basic toolbars here. My layers panel I put up here and my browser panel down here. Layers is just like the table of contents in ArcMap, and browser is just like your Arc catalog window. You can drag stuff right into your map frame. Well, this is called a map frame or a data frame in ArcMap. It's called a canvas in QGIS. So let's review coordinate reference systems, right? So we can see here, down here is the reference system. So coordinate reference system, CRS is the abbreviation used in QGIS. And we see it's WGS84 when I mouse over it. So that means that, well, I have nothing in here, but the map frame or the map canvas is set as WGS84. That's a geographic coordinate system. If you go in settings, I think this is the default, but we go to settings and options, and you click over here on CRS, right? Coordinate reference system. This is projections. You can set it up so it behaves just like ArcMap. So when a new project is created, use CRS from first layer added. So when I add the first layer, that's going to set the CRS for the canvas. So and every other layer that comes in will be projected on the fly. So it'll be just like ArcMap. If you want, you can set a default. You can choose this one and choose whatever CRS you want, and everything will be projected on the fly to put it into that. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do for this new vector assignment is you're going to download, I've got, the part one is just a couple of shape files. And remember, QGIS can read shape files. And then the second one is a geodatabase. So the first one, I saved it here. So again, I'm using my browser window, and I extracted my zip file in here to my C drive. I have folder GIS, and here I have QGIS Vector Assignment. So I have all the stuff in here that I need. And in fact, I worked through the problem, so I have some results in here too. But the first thing you're going to do is, I've got two shape files here. So active mining permits and Colorado counties. So I'm going to put Colorado counties in here, and we can drag it in, and you can see that it's got a different projection. I'm gonna just choose this default, right? So NAD 83 is the projection that it's in right there. So I click OK, and there it is. But this is NAD 83, and I can mouse over it here, and it shows you this is EPS 42 EPSG. That's a projection classification system 4629, and you can see by the shape of Colorado this is probably an unprojected or a geographic coordinate system. So if I click on properties, again, this is very similar to ArcMap, and you look at the source. Here's my coordinate system, and usually it provides more information than that. Oh well. So the first thing you're going to need to do is project it, and so the instructions on the assignment is to project this into NAD UTM zone 13N projected UTM coordinates. Right. So we want to go from a geographic. You can see down here my coordinates are in decimal degrees, right? Negative 104 is my longitude, and 36 is my latitude. So we want to go to UTM, we want to go to meters, and we want a projected system. So one thing that you can do is, I like this website, spatialreference.org, and you can search for just about any projection that's out there, and it'll tell you what it is in all sorts of different classification systems. You can download a PRJ file for ArcMap and put that in along with your shapefile or into your geodatabase, because QGIS likes to use this EPSG system. So it's much easier to search for this EPSG number than to search anything else once you're in QGIS. So if I want to go to NAD 83, I'll go NAD 83 UTM zone 13N and search, and it comes up with several options. the most basic one is this one, NAD 83 UTM zone 13N. If I click on it, you see here it says UTM or WGS 84 bounds. Those are the geographic coordinates. And then it says projected bounds, and these are the meters in UTM. So we know that it's a projected coordinate system. So you can take this number and search for it in QGIS. So if I want to, the best way to do this is to export it, right? So save features as, and I'm going to make a new projected layer. So I'm going to just save it as a shapefile because the original one is a shapefile. In the next video, I'll talk about why geodatabases and geo-packages are better than shapefiles. And I'm going to call it, counties projected. Right. So there we go. We'll save it as that, and then we're going to classify the coordinate reference system. And I'm going to paste in the number that I just found on there. Oops. And oops. Hold on. Let's make sure I've got it. So here it is, right? EPSG 26913. And I'll click OK. And over here on the map, we can see that it's the UTM strip that goes right over Colorado. So that's good. And click OK. And now if I remove, I can remove my unprojected layer. And here's my projected layer, but you see it still looks crappy. It still looks flat because my canvas is still set on WGS 84. So we'll just change this to NAD 83, the same EPSG number, okay. And there, look at how great that looks. So that's the first thing you'll need to do on the second assignment. And then you're going to add in mining permits. I have another data set there. And you're going to have to solve a problem there using techniques that we've already learned in the course.